Disaster Dates by the Divorcee, part 2. So I go to the bathroom. I'm thinking to myself as I'm in there, oh, this is going really well. He's all green flags. I'm thinking we're probably going to leave. Maybe I'll make out with him by the car or something. Kind of hot and sexy, right?
Off the bat, I have to call a flag on the play here. She said she was thinking of leaving with her date and probably make out with him while she was in the bathroom. This leads me to think the date's been going on for a good amount of time. That tells me she wasn't too attracted to the guy and had to convince herself after a while. Don't be fooled, gentlemen. A woman will decide if she's attracted to you within the first 5 minutes of meeting you. Anything after that is just a sympathy maybe, and making out with you is as far as she plans to go.
I come back to the table feeling all energetic, and he's not there. So I'm like, that's weird. Where'd he go? So I wait there for a couple minutes, but I'm just not that patient. So I text him, hey, did you leave? He immediately texts me back, do you want to sleep together?
Bingo. That man was paying attention to his radar. He probably knew she wasn't planning to do anything with him that night. Maybe a sympathy makeout session, and there would not be a second date. I will only criticize that man for taking her out to dinner, but a man with a radar that accurate, I am willing to bet she talked a good game to convince him to take her out to dinner.
Via text. And I'm like, that's weird. Definitely not now, dude. So I reply, I'd rather take things more slowly. And then he says, all the best. I'm thinking to myself, I'm so confused. You spent 3 hours with me, spent like a ton of money on dinner, and then you have the window of opportunity to make your move at the end of the date, and then you just disappear and text me? Like, what the hell?
Never spend money on a woman who has not earned it. She dressed the part and talks the part, but I am convinced she was all bark and no bite. Keep in mind, gentlemen, that even if a woman promises you the world, it does not behoove you to pay for anything up front with foodie dates. Moving on. All of those sound like her individual problems. Where is it written that men dating this age bracket of women must deal with these issues? I'll make it simple for you. It's not written anywhere. Most men who are secure about themselves are pretty much going to refuse to become a woman's personal therapist. Ladies, let me make this clear and a bit more simple. No one is saying you need to be perfect to start dating. Far from it, because men are very clear they aren't perfect. So they will not demand that from any of you. But since men don't date with the expectations to meet a woman who is going to solve their issues, well then women should not expect the same from men. Ladies, if you have as many issues as this woman posted in her text and you can't control them, or you aren't even halfway to overcoming them, then maybe you should consider not dating if you think a man is going to resolve these issues for you. I'm not saying wait until each and every one of these issues is resolved before dating, but be grown up enough to understand dating means you have to be willing to take emotional hits. Moving on.
When a man chooses to ghost you, here is what he is truly communicating to you. He has decided in his own mind and for whatever reason that he no longer wants to be in communication with you. But rather than having an uncomfortable and maybe difficult conversation with you and maybe having to deal with your feelings, he decided to take the easy way out.
I did some research, links in the description, and according to 2018 data from Credit Loan, a financial advice site, I know, women were 150% more likely to ghost than men were. Let's be honest, women are more affected by confrontation. In other words, they take the cowardly way out, while at the same time, they try to shame men for doing the exact same thing. Think about it. If a man does it, well, maybe he is saying something special, or maybe he's a Chad/Tyrone who moved on.
His easy way out is to just kind of pretend that you didn't exist. And honestly, as harsh as it sounds, to just kind of ignore anything you may have had together. This, my friend, speaks volumes about who this guy is.
And since women are much more likely to do it, it most definitely applies more to them than to the men. But hey, it's the usual shaming tactic. Let's let it play out.
It shows a lot about how he handles difficult situations, and it really is reflective of his core values. I know it hurts like hell, but you have to ask yourself, do you really want to be in a relationship with someone who can't be honest, they aren't respectful, and they don't know how to handle difficult situations? And the guy who ghosts you is in low vibe energy and you deserve better. He has shown you who he is, and remember, rejection is protection.
Uh-oh, right after the shaming languages comes the empty, self-serving, you deserve better line. If anyone deserves better after being ghosted, it's men, now isn't it? Nah. Double standards and all. Women can never say men deserve better. That would betray the sisterhood. But this lady seems to only acknowledge the female double standards, and she herself probably deserves the Chad Tyrone treatment too. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.